Did you know that over 300 million people worldwide identify as LGBTQ+, yet so many still struggle to be accepted, even in the most famous families? From Cher's brave son Chaz Bono to Dwyane Wade's daughter Zaya, making headlines at just 12 years old. Here are 25 gay children of famous celebrities. 1. Chaz Bono. Chaz Bono is the only child of two big stars from the past, Cher and Sonny Bono. He was born in 1969 and named Chastity Bono, a name that already hinted at something deep, something expected. Growing up in the spotlight wasn't easy. Every move he made, every word he said, was watched. As a child, Chaz appeared on TV with his parents, smiling for the cameras. But behind the scenes, things were far more complicated. In 1995, he came out as a lesbian. That alone brought waves of attention, but it didn't end there. In 2008, Chaz made a bigger decision. He started transitioning from female to male, something that shocked many people who had known him as Chastity. By 2010, the process was done, and Chaz introduced himself to the world again, this time in his own words. He says he did it to help others, to raise awareness. But people still ask, was this really just about identity, or was it also about being seen? Fame has a strange way of shaping people. Was it freedom or pressure that led Chaz down this road? Some believe his life under bright lights may have played a bigger part in his choices than he admits. Others think Chaz was just trying to be true to himself, no matter the cost. Either way, his path became public property, and every step turned into a headline. He's spoken about feeling stronger, more honest now. 2. Stephen Ira Beatty. Stephen Ira Beatty was born in 1992, but the world first knew him as Kathleen Beatty. He is the child of Hollywood legends Warren Beatty and Annette Bening. From the beginning, eyes were on him, not for what he did, but for who his parents were. That alone changes how you grow up. Stephen lived a life full of fame without choosing it. Being the child of such huge stars meant every choice could turn into a public debate. At a young age, he began feeling like something wasn't right. Later, in his 20s, he shared his truth. He was transgender. The world quickly reacted. Some praised his bravery. Others asked hard questions. He works as a writer and an activist now, often speaking about gender and identity. He says he wants people to learn and listen. But many people still wonder, was Stephen always free to become who he really is? Or did the world around him shape that path? In Hollywood, being different can make headlines fast. It can also win awards, start movements, and gain followers. That kind of attention can confuse what's real and what's expected. Was Stephen's choice about inner truth, or was it also about fitting into a louder story being told around him? He's brave, no doubt, but bravery doesn't mean there aren't pressures. Would he have felt the same if his life had been more private, less watched, less praised or judged by strangers? These questions don't have easy answers, but they matter. 3. Zaya Wade. Zaya Wade was only 12 when she stepped into the spotlight with a powerful announcement. She is the child of basketball star Dwyane Wade and actress Gabrielle Union. Being born into fame means having millions of people paying attention to everything, even before you understand who you are. Zaya was first known to the world as a boy, but she told her parents early on that she felt like a girl. In 2020, her story became public. Her parents stood by her and spoke out in support. They praised her strength and shared her story everywhere. Photos, interviews, and social media posts filled the internet. Many people cheered, calling Zaya brave. But others asked questions that no one seemed ready to answer. Can a child so young truly understand something so deep about themselves? Is it safe to place a child at the center of a national conversation? Some say it was empowering. Others say it was too much, too soon. Childhood is a time for learning, growing, and making mistakes. 4. Jackson Theron. Jackson Theron's story began when actress Charlize Theron adopted her in 2012. At first, Charlize told the world that she had adopted a baby boy. For a while, that was the story. Then, something changed. Charlize said that Jackson had told her at a very young age that she was actually a girl. From that moment, the world's eyes turned to Jackson. A child still growing and learning was now at the centers of a very adult conversation. Charlize made it clear she would support Jackson completely. She talked about it in interviews, saying it's important to let children speak for themselves. The media picked it up and ran with it. But many people felt uneasy. Was this really Jackson's choice, or was it being shaped by the world around her? How early is too early to decide such a big thing about identity? Some people say kids know who they are even when they're small. Others believe children change and grow, and it's risky to give them adult labels so soon. Jackson's story is full of love and support, but it's also full of headlines and attention. That changes everything. 5. Beckett Lansbury. Beckett Lansbury is the son of actress Ali Sheedy, a face known from movies and TV shows of the past. Beckett was born into fame, even if not everyone knew it. As a teen, Beckett came out as transgender. His mother was open about supporting him, talking about how important it is for families to stand by their children. But unlike others, Beckett didn't speak much in public. He didn't go on TV or post online about his story. He stayed quiet, and that silence spoke loudly. Why didn't he step into the spotlight like others? Was it by choice, or because the weight of fame made everything harder? Beckett's story didn't grab headlines the way others did. It moved quietly, almost in the background. That makes it feel different, less public, more private. And maybe that's why it feels more real to some people. Still, being the child of a famous actress means there's always pressure, even if you hide from it. Fame doesn't need a spotlight to cast a shadow. Was Beckett protecting his peace, or was he kept from speaking freely by fear of judgment? Ali Sheedy says she supports her son fully, but we rarely hear from him directly. 6. Miles Bellino. Miles Bellino is the child of Alexis Bellino, who used to be on the reality show The Real Housewives of Orange County. At just 15 years old, Miles came out as transgender. His mom quickly showed her support online, posting messages about love and acceptance. But many people watching from the outside began to ask deeper questions. Was this support real and full of care, or was it more about keeping up an image? Alexis had spent years on a show that cared more about drama than truth. That's why people were unsure if her support came from her heart or just for likes and shares. Some fans felt proud of her for standing by her child. Others weren't so sure. The speed of her response and the way it was shared made it feel more like a show than a quiet moment of love. When someone puts their personal family news on display, it can be hard to tell what's real. Being a parent of a transgender child takes time, patience, and understanding behind the scenes. 7. Ruby Guest. Ruby Guest is the daughter of well-known actress Jamie Lee Curtis. In 2020, Ruby shared with the world that she is transgender. Her mother soon appeared in magazines and on talk shows, speaking about how she supports her daughter and is learning how to be better. On the surface, this sounds good, but some people began to wonder if these moments were more about the actress than about Ruby. When support turns into a press tour, people can't help but ask, who is this really about? Jamie Lee Curtis is known for playing strong women in movies. Now she's taken on a role as a proud mom of a transgender child. But how much of her love is shown when cameras are rolling? Some believe that telling Ruby's story to the world might have made things harder, not easier. Being transgender is already a tough path, and doing it in public adds pressure. People start to look, judge, and whisper. They forget there is a real person behind the headlines. 8. E.J. Johnson. E.J. Johnson, the son of basketball legend Magic Johnson, came out as gay in 2013. From that moment, he chose to live boldly and in style. With bright clothes, heels, and high fashion, E.J. quickly became a star in his own right. He was not just the son of a sports hero anymore. He had his own name, his own look, and his own path. But behind the glitter and lights, people began to question the deeper meaning. Was it all about being true to himself or building a brand from his father's fame? EJ speaks up for LGBTQ+ rights, but many wonder how much of his platform is based on real fight or fancy looks. He lives in a world many people will never see, one of wealth, parties, and cameras. Most people in the LGBTQ+ community face hard times, losing jobs, family rejection, and fear. EJ has been lucky, protected by fame and money. That protection is powerful, but it can also separate you from the truth most others live. 9. Ronan Farrow. Ronan Farrow is the son of Mia Farrow and Woody Allen, two names that bring both fame and controversy. Ronan is openly gay, but he's best known for being a powerful voice in journalism. He has written stories that have taken down some of the biggest names in Hollywood. Many say he's a hero, but others quietly ask, would he have gotten so far if he didn't come from such a famous family? Being born into fame can open many doors. While Ronan has talent and courage, some feel his last name gave him a microphone others never get. When you already stand in the spotlight, your voice is louder. He helped lead the #MeToo movement, but there are thousands of others who spoke out and were never heard. Ronan's voice echoed louder because the world already knew his name. 10. Rebecca Lansbury. Rebecca Lansbury, the daughter of actress Ali Sheedy, identifies as queer. Ali Sheedy, known for her roles in 1980s movies, has spoken about supporting her daughter. She said sexuality is fluid and should be accepted without question. On the surface, it sounds like the perfect story, a proud mom standing by her child. But some listeners heard something else. Was this support deep and thoughtful, or just the right thing to say in a time when being accepting is trendy? Ali's words were calm, polite, and modern, but people wondered if that was all. Where was the effort, the deep care, the learning? It's one thing to say your child is loved. It's another to take action, ask hard questions, and grow along with them. The media is quick to show off parents who speak kindly about their LGBTQ+ children, but it rarely shows the daily work it takes to be there every day without fail. 11. Kai Schreiber. Kai Schreiber, the child of famous actors Naomi Watts and Liev Schreiber, has been in the public eye since a young age. What shocked many people was when Kai came out as transgender. Instead of keeping this private, both parents quickly took to social media, sharing parts of Kai's personal journey online. This got a lot of attention, and while some people praised their support, others started to wonder, was this truly about Kai, or was it about making a statement to the public? Liev especially has posted pictures and comments that show his support for Kai. But sharing these moments online can feel like putting a spotlight on something that should have been quiet and personal. Why should a child's private life be up for the world to watch? That's a question many people are asking. It's one thing to support your child. It's another to post about it for millions to see. Some feel it's brave and loving. Others say it feels too much like a show. As Kai grows up, every step and every change seems to become part of the public discussion. Is this helpful, or could it become harmful? It's hard enough growing up, but growing up with the world watching is even harder. 12. Jackson Millarker. Jackson Millarker became famous when he appeared on the show Modern Family. He was the first openly transgender child actor on a major TV show. That alone made people talk. His parents say they are proud of him, and many fans praise the show for letting a trans child take on a role. But was this really about Jackson's talent, or was it about the show trying to get attention? Putting a child like Jackson in front of cameras so early is a huge decision. Being on TV can sound fun, but it also comes with stress and pressure. Jackson's face was suddenly on screens all over the country. Was he ready for that? Could any child be ready for that? Some say he made history. Others say he was used as a symbol. His family stands by him, but when adults make choices for children, it's fair to question the reason behind it. Is Jackson acting because he loves it, or because adults want him to? Fame is hard for any kid, and being known for your identity before you're acting can change how people treat you. Shows like Modern Family are known for tackling big issues, but using a real child's identity to do that can feel too personal. 13. Willow Smith. Willow Smith, daughter of Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, came out as bisexual in 2019. She also talked about polyamory, the idea of loving more than one person at the same time. These were bold things to say, especially at her young age. Many praised her honesty, but others felt it was too much, too soon. Why was she making these private things so public? Willow has often spoken about freedom in love, in thought, and in life. But with that freedom comes attention. People start watching everything you say, everything you do. Was Willow ready for that, or was she pushed into the spotlight without knowing how hard it would be? Her family is known for being open, but even then, some things feel too personal to share with the world. 14. Jaden Smith. Jaden Smith, Willow's brother, is known for his bold choices, both in fashion and in how he talks about love and identity. He's worn dresses, painted his nails, and said things that challenge what most people think boys and girls should do. Some people cheer him on. Others think it's all for attention. Jaden says he doesn't care about gender rules. That's his right, but when a teen becomes known more for what they wear than what they do, it's time to ask, what's the message here? Is he leading the way, or just trying to stand out? He's grown up with cameras in his face. Fame has followed him since he was little. That kind of life can blur the lines between real feelings and performance. 15. Connor Cruise. Connor Cruise, the adopted son of Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman, is very different from the others on this list. He's stayed away from the cameras for most of his life. He rarely speaks in public, and we don't know much about his personal choices. But that silence has sparked a lot of talk. People have long guessed about his sexuality, even though he's never said anything. Connor works as a DJ and lives a quiet life compared to his famous parents. But even in silence, people continue to wonder, is he hiding something, or is he just trying to live in peace? Being quiet in a world that demands answers can lead to even more attention. Some think he's private because of his strong ties to the Church of Scientology. Others think he just wants to stay out of the spotlight. Either way, the world hasn't left him alone. His choices are not public, but the questions never stop. 16. Bella Kidman Cruz. Bella Kidman Cruz was adopted by two of the biggest stars in Hollywood, Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman. You would think a child raised by two famous people would be seen everywhere, but Bella chose a different path. She stays far away from flashing lights, red carpets, and interviews. She moved to London and lives a quiet life as an artist. But being quiet doesn't stop people from talking. Since she avoids sharing her personal life, many wonder what she might be hiding. Some think there is something she doesn't want the world to know. There are whispers online about her relationships and what kind of love she might keep to herself. Her closeness to Tom Cruise, and through him, the Church of Scientology, only adds more fuel to the fire. That group is known for its strict rules and has been accused of being unkind to LGBTQ+ people. Bella has never spoken out to clear the air, and the silence only grows louder. 17. Georgia May Jagger. Georgia May Jagger was born into fame. Her father is the wild rock star Mick Jagger, and her mother is the stylish model Jerry Hall. With parents like that, it's no surprise Georgia entered the world of fashion. She grew up surrounded by flashing lights, loud crowds, and famous names. But Georgia didn't just follow the path her parents made. She created her own. She came out as bisexual and did not keep it quiet. She proudly told the world who she is. That's brave, especially when every move you make is watched and judged. Georgia used her voice not just to talk about herself, but to speak up for others too. She supports LGBTQ+ rights and shows up for causes that fight for fairness and respect. She has taken part in events and campaigns that stand for love in all its forms. But being open isn't always easy. Even when someone is brave, there are still people who judge, mock, or try to silence them. Georgia knows that. Even though she smiles in photos and walks in top fashion shows, she has faced people who think they know better. There's also the quiet pressure of being perfect when your family name is famous. Some wonder if she's ever been pushed to act a certain way to keep up an image. 18. Jack Depp. Jack Depp is the son of actor Johnny Depp and French singer Vanessa Paradis. Unlike his sister Lily Rose, who has been in the spotlight from a young age, Jack has taken a very different path. He avoids the cameras, avoids public events, and avoids talking about himself. While many celebrity kids chase fame, Jack hides from it. But the world doesn't stop watching. Every time a photo of him appears online, people start guessing. Who is he dating? What's his life really like? Some say he might be hiding something, maybe about who he loves. Because he never speaks about that part of his life, people keep guessing. Some even feel like his silence means something. But is that fair? Jack's privacy is rare in today's world. But even privacy gets picked apart when your dad is one of the most talked about actors in Hollywood. Some think his silence means he's protecting a truth. Maybe he fears how people would react. Maybe he just doesn't want the world inside his heart. But silence creates space for rumors, and those rumors don't stop. Fans and blogs keep asking the same thing. Is Jack gay, bisexual, or just private? There's no answer, and maybe that's what bothers people the most. They want him to say something, anything, but he never does. 19. Lourdes Leon. Lourdes Leon is the daughter of Madonna, one of the most famous and boldest women in music history. With a mother like that, it would be easy to feel stuck in her shadow. But Lourdes has worked hard to step out on her own. She's a model, dancer, and performer who isn't afraid to be different. She has said that she is bisexual and embraces that label proudly. She shows it through her work, her style, and the way she talks about life. But it's not just about being open. Lourdes has made it clear that she wants people to be free to be themselves, wear what they want, love who they want, and live out loud. But being the daughter of Madonna also means being under a huge spotlight. Every photo, every outfit, every word she says is judged. People wonder if she's truly being herself or if she feels pushed to act wild because of who her mom is. Some say her boldness is just a show. Others say she's more real than anyone else in her world. Still, she keeps going. She shows up at events that support LGBTQ+ rights. She talks about freedom, love, and breaking rules. 20. Chet Hanks. Chet Hanks is the son of actor Tom Hanks and singer Rita Wilson. You'd think having such respected and beloved parents would make life easy, but Chet's path has been anything but calm. He's known more for causing drama than for being in any movie or show. He has said things online that many people found rude or strange. He's tried to rap, made bold statements, and shown up in the news for things that have nothing to do with acting. While he's never said anything clearly about his sexuality, some people think he might be hiding something. He has shown support for LGBTQ+ rights, but with Chet, people are never sure what's real and what's not. His past behavior makes many question his true beliefs. Chet's image changes all the time. One day he's posting about fitness and faith. The next day he's making jokes that people call offensive. Some wonder if he's trying to cover something up by acting tough or loud. Could it be fear? Could it be confusion? His actions often feel like he's trying to prove something to the world or to himself. And yet, when he does speak kindly about LGBTQ+ people don't know whether to believe him. 21. Ella Blue Travolta. Ella Blue Travolta, daughter of John Travolta and Kelly Preston, has been surrounded by fame since the day she was born. Her parents were Hollywood stars, always in the spotlight, but Ella chose a different path. She rarely appears in public and almost never talks about her private life. This silence has made people talk even more. Many have wondered about her personal choices, especially when it comes to love and identity. She doesn't follow Hollywood trends. She wears what she wants, acts how she wants, and seems untouched by the need to explain herself. But that silence has a cost. In today's world, when someone famous says nothing, people start asking questions. Why hasn't she shared more about herself? Why does she avoid interviews or big events? Some say she's hiding something. Others believe she just wants peace. Still, it's hard to ignore how she stays quiet while people keep guessing. Every time she's seen in public, it sparks new rumors. Her clothes, her friends, even her facial expressions are picked apart. Could she be part of the LGBTQ+ community and just not ready to say it? Or maybe she doesn't think she needs to say anything at all. The mystery grows because she never gives answers. Her father, John Travolta, has faced questions about his own private life too. That only adds more eyes on Ella. People think maybe she's following his lead, staying quiet, staying guarded. But others wonder if her silence hides her truth. In today's world, where many are brave enough to speak up, staying quiet almost feels louder. 22. Ava Felipe. Ava Felipe, daughter of famous actors Reese Witherspoon and Ryan Felipe, doesn't play by anyone's rules. From a young age, she was already watched by millions. Her looks, her style, and especially her words have made headlines. But it's not just because of who her parents are. It's because she decided to speak for herself. Ava once said that she is attracted to people, not just one gender. This means she sees love in a different way, one that doesn't care if someone is a boy or a girl. That comment, though short, made waves. Some called it brave, others called it attention-seeking. But either way, it made people pay attention. She didn't stop there. Ava began using her social media to support LGBTQ+ rights. She shares posts about kindness, about respect, about being true to who you are. That might seem small, but coming from someone so young and so famous, it matters. Still, not everyone is convinced. Is she doing this to build her own image? Is she really pansexual, or is it just another Hollywood trend? These questions come up again and again. People want her to give more details, to open up completely. But Ava doesn't play along. She shares what she wants and leaves the rest. There's also a sense that she's walking a fine line. She hasn't come out with a big speech. She hasn't told the world a clear label. Instead, she lets small pieces out now and then. That keeps people guessing. And guessing often turns into gossip. Is she being careful or is she afraid? 23. Andrew D. Cuomo II. Andrew D. Cuomo, son of former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, keeps a very low profile. His father was a powerful man, always in the news, sometimes praised, sometimes under fire. But Andrew II took a different route. He didn't run for office or chase fame. Instead, he showed up at events that supported LGBTQ+ rights. He talked about fairness, about making space for all kinds of people. On panels, in interviews, he stood for others. But one thing stood out. He never talked about himself. That made people ask questions. Why does he care so much? Why speak on these topics if he isn't part of it? Or is he? Some believe his support isn't just friendly. It might be personal. Still, he's never said anything about his own identity. No labels, no stories, just quiet support. And that silence makes people wonder even more. Is he hiding, or is he just private? In a world where people share everything, his choice to say nothing stands out. And that choice speaks volumes, especially when you look at his father's legacy, filled with power and conflict. Maybe Andrew II wants to be the opposite. Maybe he wants to do good without being watched. Or maybe he doesn't feel safe to tell his full truth. People close to power often learn to hide. 24. Brandon Jenner. Brandon Jenner, son of Caitlyn Jenner and stepbrother to Kendall and Kylie, grew up in a world few can understand. Cameras were always around. His family was always in the spotlight. But Brandon has often stepped aside, choosing to speak only when it matters. When Caitlyn came out as transgender, Brandon didn't hide. He supported her with open arms. He called her brave. He called her strong. And people listened. But after a while, they started asking questions about him too. He talks a lot about love, about being open-minded, about respecting everyone's choices. That makes people think, does he speak from experience? Has he faced struggles of his own? Brandon has never said he's gay or bisexual, but he never closes the door either. That in-between space keeps people guessing. His words feel personal, too personal for someone with no connection. Or is that just who he is? Someone with a big heart? Maybe. Or maybe there's more. Being raised in a family that challenges old ideas changes you. Watching someone you love go through a huge life change changes how you see the world. Brandon saw all of that. He lived it. And now he talks about acceptance like someone who truly gets it. That makes people wonder if he has his own story he's not telling yet. He shares pieces, but not the full picture. 25. Paris Jackson. Paris Jackson has never lived a normal life. As the daughter of Michael Jackson, she was born into fame, pressure, and constant eyes watching her every move. But Paris didn't just accept it. She started telling her story. And when she said she was bisexual, people listened. Then she said she doesn't care about gender at all. She just loves who she loves. That kind of honesty isn't common in Hollywood, especially from someone who has so much to lose. But Paris didn't stop. She talks about love, pain, and being judged. She speaks openly about mental health and how hard it is to be yourself when the world keeps asking you to be someone else. Her words have helped many, but not everyone believes her. Some think she's just trying to stay in the spotlight. Others think she's doing what so many celebrities do, using identity to get attention. But her emotions seem real. Her struggles seem raw. Could it be both? Could she be honest and also aware of how her words shape her image? Paris keeps pushing limits. She shows up to events dressed how she wants, says what she feels, and doesn't try to fit in. But with all that openness, there's still a cloud of doubt. People wonder if there's more she hasn't said.